about to witness a seismic event. Now, let the party begin.
Your healthy radio addiction starts now.
Ride or die, 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 fly. Know that they ride or die. Cody, God is my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. I keep wearing no filter. I got no filter. No filter. I got no filter.
Wow, a lot of people are asking the question why us biker creators are starting to cover this election. And I just have to say right off the bat, because it matters to all of us, because we're first Americans, then bikers, then motorcycle enthusiasts, and all that good stuff. And addressing the issue, real bikers stand with Donald Trump 2024. That's what I've been seeing in the comment section a lot in all the platforms that we've been doing. So we're going to talk about it. We got a lot to talk about today.
Oh, Lordy.
Some scary stuff as well.
Uh-oh.
Some very, very, very scary stuff. It was actually funny while I was doing the research for this show. And you know how conspiracy theorists, that's what this government always calls people.
Yeah.
When something's going on that they don't want you to know about. Well, guess who's back in the news? Hillary. And this is what's scary right here, because I'm going to play a couple things that should scare the living hell out of you. First one, and this is going to go in order where I could try to make a point to you how dangerous things are right now with this election if you don't get your facts straight and you don't actually care about a candidate's position.
But if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
They lose total control. You heard it. Yes. So if they cannot censor us, then they can't push their rule over us. Am I right or wrong? That's that was like, wow, she just said that. Now, here is the reason, and it's going to be a decent sized clip, that everybody should be scared about what they're doing right now in this government, of how much control the people of this country has lost. Now, if it wasn't for X or some of the other social media platforms, we would have never, ever known this.
All right, so right now they're on a hold for something with the president. So if you can go ahead and let some of that north and south flow, but not east and west, just north and south, please. For everybody on the radio, right now POTUS is 421. He's being seen, so we're kind of waiting to see how this is shaping out. So for everybody's knowledge, he's 421 right now. We're just trying to figure out what's going on, and we're going to go from there. Can you have all the units that are assigned to the motorcade come down to Desert Inn and Eastern, DI and Eastern, and I need them here ASAP. You say ASAP, do you want us code 3 there? Yes, please. All units on this channel, 302. What we're going to do is, the tail car is going to be in a black Explorer. They're going to get out in front. We're going to go south on Eastern, and they're going to deploy you. So the first car behind the EP Explorer, just listen to what they're telling you and deploy you. And then each car after that will be deployed. All right, everybody, keep in mind, for this one, we're trying to go for a full closure. We need a full closure, so it needs to be north and southbound on Eastern as well as east and west on Russell. We are going to shut down everything.
302. Secret Service is requesting a code 3 response.
For all my units at the airport, be advised, the motorcade is at Air Force One, so just hold your road closure until I tell you otherwise. Control 302.
And there's more and more. That was the president in distress. Nobody knew about it.
When the hell was that?
That's when he was in Las Vegas.
What the hell?
There was a medical emergency happening, and the mainstream media didn't report it at all. It was Judicial Watch that finally got them tapes from the Las Vegas police department. Again, remember what Hillary said. Misinformation. They're not going to be able to control the narrative. If it wasn't for social media, we wouldn't have that tape. Now, I want you to listen very closely to this 30-second clip. 30-second clip.
Outrageous, I mean, daddy gang, to put it in our TikTok terms. I have seen girls on the street walk up to men and be like, do you know where a tampon goes? Do you know how many tampons we use? Do you even know how, like, do you know what a X or Y or Z is of a part of our, and they don't know the answer.
I was the first vice president or president to ever in office go to a reproductive health care clinic, ever.
What did she just say? She was the first vice president
or president.
She's
of the United
been the
States.
one running everything.
Yeah.
And thankfully, word salad over here. Everything she ever talks about, she screws up.
She's got a lot of
She
word
just
vomit.
admitted it.
She's got a lot of word vomit. So basically, she's admitting that she has been the one running this country for the past, 4 years.
That and the deep state actors that aren't elected. We would have never known without social media. And you heard it from the horse's mouth that they will not be able to control anything. She's on that kind of podcast, which we could go on and on and on about. And the people in North Carolina right now are suffering. Do you know what everybody's talking about right now?
Mm-hmm.
They're not helping them people because they heavily vote for Republicans. So they're hoping to have it to where the vote.
They want to swing their vote or they don't get help.
Right.
So let's hold back all the help that they need until these people change their minds and vote Democrat.
And it's also funny, in the Gulf of Mexico right now, there is a hurricane forming that's going to hit Tampa, and it's going to hit hard. It's just funny how the direction of the path of a hurricane, and Marjorie Taylor Greene was made fun of with this, about, they can control the weather. At any point right now, is it not obvious of what this government's doing?
Well,
we had a medical emergency right there that everybody should have known about, especially if he was under anesthesia. Where was the line of succession? All that stuff. And here she is admitting president or vice president, or the vice president or president. You heard that, right?
Yeah, I heard it.
Because she was totally off guard.
Uh-huh.
How scary is it to you right now in this country?
How scary is it to me?
Hearing something like that.
That's not so much hearing something like that. It's wondering where the hell the world's going to go after the first of the year. Because of the fact that me personally, I don't have trust right now in either presidential elect.
It's not a presidential elect until they're actually president.
Okay, and
voted.
I don't have any.
So you don't have any faith in Trump after he's already been in office and showed what he's done.
Yeah, but the question is he going to do that same exact thing again, or is he not?
Well, why wouldn't he? He's been persecuted by these people.
Okay, is he going to be one of the ones that lower gas prices and lower food?
Well, when he was in office, he actually had gas under $2 a gallon.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Where's your facts?
You want me to Google it?
While under him, it was under $2 a gallon. And we were not suffering as far as food.
We were definitely not suffering because of food. But for the fact of the matter is, all I can see when these two are having conversation with each other, or even when they're having rallies or whatever you say, all they're doing is piss moaning and complaining about the other person. They're not stop that nonsense and talk about the issues.
I think he does
They need
talk
to
about
stop.
the issues. Have you ever watched a Trump rally?
I watched the one in Philadelphia.
But going back to,
You know, the one where he supposedly got shot in the ear.
what do you mean supposedly?
Okay, well, there's like, when you look at him, there's like nothing. The Band-Aid lasted like 1 day. I don't know. I was a little curious. I'd like a close-up of his ear.
Alrighty then. We got a dummy over here.
I mean, okay, I get it. Everybody's saying, and this is what everybody else
You know what's
is-
funny about this? You used to be an ear piercer.
Yeah, I did.
The ear heals within a day.
Yeah, but don't you think it'd be a little different from a gunshot wound?
Not really, because I could put an industrial bar through you, and it's kind of like that.
No, a bullet hole's bigger than an industrial bar.
It didn't go through; it grazed him. It means he's still shot.
Okay, he's still
I
technically
got liberal
shot.
Sally over here.
I am so not.
But going back to this main issue, what would it be like if they do censor the hell out of us that we didn't even know that kind of an emergency was happening with the president of the United States?
The only thing anybody ever knew was the fact that when he was in Vegas, he went missing and nobody knew where he was.
And that shouldn't be that way.
And then people were hearing rumors that he was ill.
So
and
it
was
shouldn't
all
have been
denied.
rumors. It should have came out with the mainstream media, said there was a medical emergency happening with the president. This is the guy who controls a nuclear strike. That's what upsets me with a lot of people is they actually don't go into the issues. They don't understand how serious something could be. This dude's under anesthesia or something. Well, that's a perfect time for our enemies to hit us. And you got word salad over here.
Harris.
She can never do an interview. She hasn't done a press conference, and there's a reason for that.
Because she probably didn't know. She doesn't have a clue how to answer the questions.
But this is the person we want in charge of a nuclear arsenal.
Well, I can already tell you I don't want her in charge. Like at all. I'm sticking with my gut.
And what's your gut?
Do not want her in charge. Why? Because she's female. And I'm sorry, women. I don't think that it's our place to run the country. But just
Now,
saying,
here is a real person.
I do not mind if there was a female VP, just not president.
Well, what happened to the president gets killed, then she's going to the president anyway. But here's how a real person would react to what's going on in North Carolina or these areas that are being, ravaged right now.
Yeah.
Here's how somebody would react who's running for office. And this is the mainstream media asking this question. Listen carefully.
Say it. I'm not thinking about voters right now. I'm thinking about lives. And to be honest, it's much bigger than anything else. But we're thinking about lives. A lot of lives lost, a lot of people missing. And that's what I'd be focused on right now.
They were asking if he was worried that this would hurt his election prospects because people wouldn't be able to vote because of the disaster. And what did he say? He said he's more worried about lives than votes right now.
Now here's my question. Here's is there anything that Donald Trump can do with how much pull this man has to get these people like FEMA and everybody to actually help these people in North Carolina, South Carolina?
He's a former president. He's not a sitting president. He's been trying that. Him and his family and other organizations have been flying in supplies. He's been working with Elon Musk to get communication going with Starlink. even though Joe Biden tried to take credit for that. But what don't they ever try to take credit for that? They do. But that's how you do that. You don't go on a podcast that's nothing about sex. That's what that podcast is about.
Yeah.
When they should be on the ground right now, not a 20-minute photo op, not giving them $750. They should all be down there in full force right now. Roads that used to be there are now rivers. And even with this, and it's the great Democratic stuff, don't let a good disaster go to waste. That's how a candidate should act. That's what you look for in a leader. And it is so funny how, to me, I can't comprehend how people are going to vote for her.
Yeah.
I can't comprehend it. They don't look at the records. They see it right in front of them, what they're trying to do. You got their whole party coming out that they want to freaking censor everything. It's like they got no brains. They got nothing. They don't look and see how this party has destroyed this country in every major city there is. All the bad events in our history has been caused by them. Wake up. Now they're trying to censor you. And then the creators out there on YouTube and all that stuff that support her, you're an idiot. You think censorship's bad now, what we can say and what we can't? Wait till if they get in power again. And you're going to sit there, cry and whine and moan and groan because they're censoring you, but you voted for them. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Look how big the Trump crowd was at his return. Estimates over between 80 and 100,000 people at that rally.
And where was that?
That was Butler, Pennsylvania, where he got shot. And it was funny how he started the rally. Listen to this.
Lee, thank you very much, really. And thank you, a very big thank you to Pennsylvania. We love Pennsylvania. And as I was saying,
as I was saying, he continued his speech from when he got shot.
Was it just me or was he behind glass?
They ought to put him behind glass. Everybody's trying to kill him.
Well, I was just curious because it was kind of hard to tell a little bit because of the way the framing was for the video itself. But
it's funny how the Secret Service
behind glass
said, well, the slope roofs are hard to go. Wait a second, you're on there now. But that's how he started that rally, as I was saying. Here's a guy who almost got assassinated twice. He went back and stuck the middle finger out at them.
Let's start where I left off before it all went to hell. That's hilarious.
It is hilarious. So there's a real contrasting opinion or actions from these two. And I could hardly believe that you would say that's like playing into the mainstream bull. It's just like saying a person is not decided on who they want to vote for. You got them idiots every year. Well, I don't know. Yeah, you do. You just want to be on the news. Shut up. So with actually all the evidence, let's just take the three pieces of what we were talking about. With her in the censorship, they're going to lose control. That's out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the police call about him being sick.
Where is he now?
Nobody knows where he's at.
I mean, seriously, I have literally since Vegas, I have not heard a thing about him.
Well, that's because you don't pay attention to the news. But
yeah,
anyway,
I do, because everything I read has to do with either
then
or
Kamala
Harris.
coming on and saying, and she slips up and says, as a president, she's been running this country.
Everybody knew that.
It shouldn't be that way.
No, it shouldn't, but everybody knew she was because, come on, Biden ain't been there since been all upstairs for years.
Did you know, and we'll go to the moment of silence that he did for that firefighter, but this is how many people are struggling right now.
20 million Americans are behind on their electric bills right now. It was just announced. 20 million Americans, they're struggling to pay their monthly bills at a record rate. There's never been anything like it. And it's all because of their anti-U.S. energy regime, which has caused Pennsylvania electricity prices to raise almost 50%. We will cut energy and electricity prices in half within 12 months. We will have your energy prices, your air conditioning, heating, cars if you buy a Tesla, which is good. Which good. We will have your energy prices cut in half. It'll be cut in half within a period of 1 year from January.
Now you're talking about policy. He's talking about policy right here. He's not
Right.
only going after that.
Well, I didn't see this one.
Well,
so.
that's the problem. You got to actually watch the things I watch.
The last one I watched was the last time he was there. And that's about as far as it went.
And that's what's concerning is people don't actually get their information. So energy prices are killing everybody right now. Gas.
Yeah.
Yes, it was under $2 a gallon when he was in. They don't want fracking in Pennsylvania, which would cost you everything if you're in Pennsylvania. I don't know why the hell you would vote for the other one. She's came out and said that she don't want fracking. She already said it. Now all of a sudden she wants to change her position. It's only when they want something from you that they change their position.
November 5th, Rebecca.
It is time for you to get out there and actually do something and vote for some people that actually care. These other ones, they don't care. They want power. If they didn't want power, why the heck did they hide that Biden tape?
All right, so right now they're on a hold for something with the president. So if you can go ahead and let some of that north and south flow, but not east and west, just north and south, please. Fairmount Radio. Right now, POTUS is 421. He's being seen, so we're kind of waiting to see how this is shaping out. So for everybody's knowledge, he's 421 right now. We're just trying to figure out what's going on, and we're going to go from there.
That says a lot right there, especially
But
with
if
this.
the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psych.
So moderate all the social media.
They're talking about disinformation. Who decides what disinformation is? The government? No.
God, no. Yeah, of course. They think they should.
And I do ask everybody out there that claims that, hate Trump. I ask you this, why? Why do you hate them? Is your opinion based on the media, which we can see are liars? We can see they're liars. So you're going to base your opinion on liars? Doesn't seem too logical to me. Bikers I know, they actually dig down, look for the truth. They ain't too quick to be, BS'd. So why the heck would you listen to that kind of stuff when you know they're out for power? You know they destroy your cities. They don't help you. They promise you every election and don't come through. And I think Elon said it best about this election right now.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. Well, first of all, I want to say what an honor it is to be here. And, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot. Fight, fight, fight! Blood coming down the face. Now, America is the home of the brave. And there's no truer test than courage under fire. So who do you want representing America? Yeah, absolutely.
They're friends.
It don't matter if they're friends, but does it make sense of what he just said?
Well, yeah. Who would you want? Somebody that, you know, has word salad 24/7, or somebody that, you know, has his life threatened and attempted, you know, to kill him on a couple
And he
occasions.
comes up in defiance.
And he's like,
how many of us would have done
like,
that?
He's like standing there going, come on, bring it. You know, I mean, basically.
How many of us would actually do what he did? Get shot, get up, and start fist pumping.
Nobody that I would know of. No, I don't think anybody would.
That's the kind of guy you want dealing with these dictators and these people around the world.
Most people, when they get
and that was the reason why there was never any wars under him, because they never could tell if he was crazy or what to start something. They knew right away, especially Xi from China. He was sitting there having dinner with Trump, and Trump walked away, ordered a strike on Syria. That's what you need. Today is the anniversary of that massacre in Israel. I'm waiting to see what pops off with that. I think they have every right to hit what they need to hit, just like we did after September 11th. But you have her out there saying there's a humanitarian crisis. Wait a second here. What? So what would happen if that would happen to us? What are you going to do about it?
She going to offer us all $750. That's what she going to do.
That's how serious things are right now.
But it made me think. It made me think about the leadership qualities we want in a president of the United States. And so I'd like to ask you, who would you rather have facing down, Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping? Someone who is afraid of interviews with the friendly American media, or someone who faces down two assassins and returns triumphantly to the very place that he got shot?
That's a very good question. Who do you want representing you?
Somebody that can stand his ground and hold his ground, not somebody that...
She has refused to give any press conferences.
That's because she don't want to get caught up in lies.
And she's taken softball interviews. And you know what? I'm disgusted by the media. I really am. I'm disgusted by that podcast host. Here you have an opportunity to actually get some policy positions and to hold their feet to the fire, and you sit there goo gaga over them. Now she's going on Howard Stern. That putz. That has been.
Yeah, and Rebecca, what is this with that Rebecca's saying about how she lied about active service members? Did you?
Oh yeah, she claims that there was no active service members in a war zone. There's 40,000 troops in the Middle East right now.
Yeah, I know people. I actually know like a handful of them that are actually over there right now. To be honest with you, yeah, I have friends of mine that are over there right now, actively.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a big garbage word salad.
It is, and some people should get tired of the lies one of these days. At least you know where he's coming from. He's not a polished guy. He's a New Yorker. He built himself up.
Mm-hmm.
He's dealt with the unions through his business. He's dealt with the outfit. He's been there, done that. It's funny how everybody that's attacking him right now loved him to death when he was a Democrat. They loved him. They were the first ones out with their hands, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
To get that money.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what his crime was?
What?
He beat Hillary Clinton. That was his crime. And ain't she like a waste of space? All she's ever done was go off the coattails of her husband. What has she ever done for anybody?
Absolutely nothing.
But you know it's serious when them elites are scared to death of free speech. If it wasn't for Elon Musk right now, free speech would be in the garbage. Right now, you have people like Robbie Starbuck going around and actually making it where companies care about business instead of social issues. That's where it's led to. And they're going to try to fix this. So you better get out there and get your registration in, get their vote in. And again, I'll go back to the United Auto Workers. How the hell do you support them, man? They support your jobs going to Mexico overseas, and you what? I think that's what really bugs me is people are so ignorant. They are so easy to believe the bull crap. Am I right or wrong?
These people are voting for us for the next election.
Oh, you know what? They wouldn't want me running for office. Trust me. Wouldn't want me to run for office.
No.
Dude, they got 1 million hours worth of stuff to try to use against me.
Wouldn't last too long.
I'd stay in it. I hit them at every turn. I don't care. I'm proud of who I am. The problem is I don't like lying like them.
I'd like to see you versus Harris.
Dude, if she came on an interview with me, she'd be running around with tissue. They better get stocking Kleenex, man, because I'd have her going.
She better start pulling them out her bra.
And he did return to the site, and there was a firefighter that was lost.
It is 6:11, 12 weeks to the minute that the shooting began. I would like to ask everyone to join me in a moment of silence.
That's where the firefighter died, protecting his family. That's where the firefighter died. He cares about people. No matter what anybody out there is going to tell you, he cares. So there's a lot going on in this country right now. Do you know that sheriffs right now are forming little groups? Listen to this.
Our God-given rights. And it says when government becomes destructive to these ends, meaning when they go above and beyond trying to secure our liberties and trying to take them, it's the right of the people to alter or abolish that government, either by voting or ultimately, God forbid, to use our Second Amendment rights to protect ourselves from tyranny. And I'm just asking all of y'all to unanimously join our sister counties of Wilkes, Surrey, Stokes, Lincoln, and Cherokee and get on board with this thing and publicly demonstrate to us that you're willing to uphold and honor the same oath I took when I put my hand on God's word and held my other hand up to him and swore that I'd give my life to defend that Constitution. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but regardless of what y'all do or don't do, I'm not going to enforce an unconstitutional law. I'm going to
It really does come down to the sheriffs.
Since Rebecca's from Canada, she's asking what happened to the fireman. Why did he die? I don't think she knows about what happened.
Basically, what happened is when the assassination started, he got hit by one of the bullets trying to protect his family.
He was behind. He was
Two
in the,
other
He was
got
in the
shot,
crowd.
too.
He was in the crowd behind Trump during his. Wasn't it his first event of the election?
No, it was Butler where he got shot. The assassination took place, and
It was-
two other people got shot, and one other one got killed.
Yeah, one got killed, and that's the firefighter that he was talking about. So, just so you know. I just wanted people to know, where we were coming from with that. And since Rebecca's up in Canada,
I don't know if I don't think she's from Canada. I don't know. Let's see here. Jamie, who deleted his comment?
I have no idea. I haven't touched it.
If any non-cop gave the speech that sheriff did, they'd be called a domestic terrorist. Well, you're true on that. You're true. Anything that they don't want you to talk about, they will call you that. They'll call you a conspiracy theorist, everything. But if it wasn't for Judicial Watch getting that Freedom of Information Act, you would have never known about the truth about Biden. So that's what we're facing right now in this country, is a political power that don't want to lose power. So do you think it's time to stand up and actually vote? To actually sit there and put it aside, well, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. It's time to put that aside, if you ask me. And actually think what's best for this country.
I think everybody. I remember when nobody ever knew when you were a Democrat or Republican.
Well, nobody talked about it.
Exactly, and I think it should go back to that. I think you should just go with your gut when you go to the voting booth, and go with your gut. Don't worry about it, like you just said. Don't worry about if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Go with your gut, and let's try and get somebody in there that's going to fix this broken country.
Mm-hmm. It is a broken country.
It is 100%.
And it's the media, the so-called media. I'm sorry, I don't look at them as journalists. I don't look at them as reporters. They're opinion people. That's all they are. There is absolutely no. They had James O'Keefe undercover talk to a executive producer at MSDNC, as I call them. Came right out and say, yeah, we're doing everything in our power to get her elected. The so-called news media is not the media people. They're not reporters. You got to go to independent people now. And they're everywhere. Independent journalists are the ones to go to for your news. They're the ones that broke the Springfield, Ohio deal. The media, oh, that's fake. No, it ain't. We had independent reporters from all over the social media platforms talking to people down there. We had them bring this out to light that they're not helping people down in the hurricane zones. It wasn't the media. The media ain't going to tell you that. And guess what? You're stupid for believing in them. I'm sorry, you're ignorant. If you sit there and believe somebody like Fox News, CNN, MSDNC, you're stupid.
I don't even pay attention to those three channels.
What it is you want to live in a bubble of people that agree with you instead of asking facts. And then you wonder why. I see a lot of people picking on billionaires and millionaires. Do you know why they do that?
No.
It's because they can't achieve it.
Jealousy.
It's all about jealousy. Well, you're worth $1 billion. Well, did they work to get that? Well, if you would have done some work, you'd get there too. It's the American dream. You're broke because you want to be broke.
I don't believe that.
What do you mean you don't believe that?
I'm broke. I don't want to be broke.
What are you doing to achieve something then?
Nothing.
So is it a millionaire's fault that you're broke?
Hell no. It ain't nobody's fault that I'm broke but my own. I don't think it's anybody's fault when you're broke. It's your own fault.
Mm-hmm. So then why do people, well, Trump, he's a billionaire.
So?
Yeah, he got a loan from his dad for $1 million, but he built an empire off of that. That's just like been with some of my businesses I made and sold. I started some of them with $500 and turned around and flipped them. But you can't sit there and blame your problems on other people, especially those that have more money. And the funny question always comes up, well, they need to pay their fair share. Well, wait a second. What's your fair share then? Most people I know get something back. You don't pay your share. They're paying millions of dollars in taxes, and here you are. Where's my refund?
Googling it.
But they're so brainwashed by these politicians that they don't look at everything logically.
Dirty Knobs, I shop like a millionaire on Temu. You're funny. It's awesome.
And that is kind of sad. They don't show debates in Canada from us. Well, it's kind of funny because without the U.S., North America wouldn't be nothing. They both follow our lead and everything.
She said they don't show any of the stuff going on here.
It's because you live in a censorship type of country.
And that's exactly what she said.
Yeah, he might have he might have been coming from a family with money. But what did he do when given the opportunity? He went out there, busted his ass, used the laws of this country, and made his money.
Mm-hmm.
We could do that. We had the same opportunity to make our money.
Price gouging is a fantasy. How's that a fantasy? It happens every day.
What, price gouging?
Yeah. Someone put that it's a fantasy.
Well, you never know what's going on like that. But I think it's a very scary time period right now where you have people that are low information voters that vote on nothing but emotion. It's funny, you've been seeing some of these supporters out there for her, and not one of them can name an achievement that she actually did. So how are you going to vote for her then? If you don't know what kind of accomplishments she had.
Has she actually had any?
Yeah, the cost of groceries about $1,000 a week.
That's it.
She's achieved us getting hurt. I'll tell you that.
Well, I'm talking about good things. Has she achieved anything good?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Nobody knows of anything that she's done that's actually been good and helpful.
Talking about all this stuff that she's going to be doing. Well, why ain't you doing them now?
Why hasn't she been doing them the last 4 years?
You said you're a president. You said that.
She did. She so did.
Outrageous. I mean, daddy gang, to put it in our TikTok terms. I have seen girls on the street walk up to men and be like, do you know where a tampon goes? Do you know how many tampons we use? Do you even know how, do you know what a X or Y or Z is of a part of our, and they don't know the answer.
I was the first vice president or president to ever.
Vice president or president to ever go to a women's clinic thingy.
That's the kind of podcast she went on instead of going to help them people down in North Carolina.
Yep.
She did not get a single vote, not one, to be where she's at today.
Nope.
But you're going to go out there and defend her. Why? Because she's a woman or a person of color? We've already seen what the DEI hires do to this country. Let's take some questions there, but before we do, remember Bikers for Trump?
Yeah.
I guess they changed their names for Bikers for America. That Chris Cox is the biggest freaking shyster out there, man. He really is. I've done stories about him, and he is the biggest shyster. And it's funny, I was looking at the expenditures of his organization because he's a PAC, Political Action Committee. And most of his expenses are administrative, paying himself salaries, all that good stuff. He's always been a fake, and he's like $50,000 in debt right now.
Mm-hmm.
But they had to change their name at PAC.
Bikers of America now, no longer bikers of Trump. Thank you.
Well, that's the thing, Jason. You know, the My Pillow guy, yeah, he had a bad drug problem, but the thing was, he got over his issue, and most of us have issues, man. We're not their saints. We're not freaking saints at all. I know I ain't.
Me neither.
But he got over his problem, made a multi-million-dollar empire.
Yep.
That's when people want to change and do something. And the same thing with Tim Allen, yes. That's just like last night, and it was amazing. And I'll never watch it again because it's disgusting. Was the Connors. What they did to the Roseanne show. I was like, my God, PC hell here. That's what you're worried about, these people on the other side, instead of saying, hey, we need to bring down grocery prices? That's disgusting. But don't you want to ask you see, you get to hear a lot of stuff. What are you hearing the most about now?
Oh, as far as politics?
Yeah.
Actually, the majority of the people that I've been hearing from, and this was just yesterday alone, they're pissed off that Chicago's votes are gonna overpower the whole state like it always does, and how Chicago should become its own state because they don't want the without Chicago, it's a Republican state.
And it is. And I think
like
people are the
biggest
same way
complaint.
I am, who come from Chicago and say, you know, what's wrong with you? You live in filth, but you still vote for them.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why? Give me a legitimate argument of why you still vote for them. That's what I want to know. And you know what? Every time I confront somebody, they can't answer it. Sure, they'll go off at emotion.
And there was about a half a dozen customers that were talking about how you got two stupids to pick from this year. Which stupid are you going to pick?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't feel like debating people when I'm at work. So I'm like, you vote for whoever you vote for.
All I know is you vote for that one, I'm throwing you out.
Who, Harris? Why would dude, I'm dead set against Harris. Why would
I was
even
going to
vote
say,
for
I'd
Harris?
throw you out of the house. I ain't dealing with that.
I'm contemplating Trump or penciling my own name in.
Bye.
Put my own name in there. Hollywood for president. I'm gonna vote for you. Forget the whole thing.
Nameless ruin. I totally agree with you. I've never understood that. Keep voting to oppress yourselves. That they want change, but never change their vote.
Yeah, that does kind of amuse me, like with Chi-Town. Chirac. They want change over there. They want people to help them out, but yet you guys are just still voting the same as you do every election.
Uh-huh.
And how is that helping you out? Has it helped you out?
And then
in
they
the
come out
past?
and yell and scream about how bad things are. You got to look inward first to figure out what your issue is with keep on voting the same way. Just because you do it don't mean it's going to change. You know, and with Canada, Steve brought that up. How did you let them take your guns? What is wrong with you? Same thing in Australia. During COVID, and it's a proven fact, it's not fake news, that they were making encampments for people who had COVID. What is wrong with you? Kumbaya don't work in the real world.
No, it doesn't.
It just doesn't work. Because then you get an oppressive government like you have up in Canada, where, you know what, a bunch of truckers had a damn protest, and boy, was old Trudeau up in arms, trying to take their money and everything. What is wrong with you? Besides, the last time I went to, what was it, early 90s? What's your freaking military uniforms with the fuzzy ball on the top? I don't get it.
They going golfing?
They had a fuzzy ball.
Isn't that what golfers wear?
Under beret or whatever it was.
Yeah, they're going golfing.
That's some weird stuff, man. I don't know, man. If I was in a war with you guys, I'd be like, what the hell just happened? I'd stop right there.
Dude, like every other comment's bringing up Project 2025. Piper and China, I'm not running with your dog.
This 2025 stuff he wasn't even involved in, but it's a lie that keeps being pushed over and over and over again. Joseph Goebbels, man, he'd be freaking bloodshot red with how the propaganda's going on over in this country right now. But because low information voters believe it, they keep pushing it.
Nameless ruins. Project 2025 isn't Trump's project.
It never
Stop
has
believing
been.
The media.
So here's a media that lied to you about an emergency that a president was happening, lied about it, have a person come out and say that we need to censor people more, and you're going to believe what they're saying? That's not common sense to me. Is that common sense to you?
Nope. I was just reading Biker News Canada. Want to know why the truckers got shut down? They blocked the borders, and Trump's cabinet ordered that our government got the border open. Auto industry was hurting.
The auto industry was hurting my ass. It's too bad. It's because it's down in Mexico right now.
Ain't even here.
It's over in China right now. Thailand, Japan.
Facebook is drinking the Kool-Aid.
They always have. But I am kind of, sorry for people that are living in squalor because of their own choices.
He goes, oops, FP typo.
What do you think about the title of the show, Real Bikers Stand with Donald Trump 2024? When, because that's been a lot of the comments, and I know we got a lot more pro-Trump over here than the other side.
Mm-hmm. We got the randoms that come in here boasting about Camilla, though.
I know So's hardcore MAGA, and a couple others, but it is truly, you have to say, interesting, because bikers usually don't take crap.
No.
But then you look at the other ones on the other side, and what the hell is wrong with you? I don't know. It's just something.
Biker News.
I don't know, Biker News Canada. You guys wear freaking fluffy stuff on your head as a military. I don't know, man. It scares me. It scares me. I did. When I went to the Windsor Casino, I seen that. I was like, dude, you going to wear a dress too? I thought I was in Scotland or something.
There, Steve asked you a question.
My question is, what is a real biker in 2024? The club guys, the independents, the dirty old bikers, definitely not the rubs. You know what? That's the age-old debate of what's always going to be what's a real biker. And to me, I really don't worry about that stuff. Me, it's jump on your motorcycle and ride. Party, do life your own way. Seek out the crap and try to debunk it. That's where I come from. Living life to the fullest, man.
Is that going to be is that going to add with the other question of the year for 2024? You got the question of what is a real biker, and you also have the question of what is a woman.
Telling you what, man, these are interesting times, aren't they?
What is
Very
a woman?
interesting times
I don't know.
nowadays. Oh my goodness gracious, man. But a good show today. A lot of questions. Get out there, register to vote if you're not registered already.
Can they actually still register?
Yeah, you just still register. I think some states still have it open. And we're going to see, man, and looks like 28 days how everything's going to go down and whether this country is going to be lit on fire or not, which it probably is. It probably
Steve,
is.
I want to go back to the 90s.
Tell me about it. I'd love to go back to the 90s.